what you have been working on is finishing up your flower. You need to finish drawing it first and then erase the cross or grid that goes across it. And then you are set to start adding pastels. Okay, now make sure you're using the soft pastels. Soft pastels are dusty. We typically work with the oil pastels, but you want the soft pastels. And Dr. Knight's are in a metal aluminum tray, okay? Cake pan, that's what it is. And I'm drawing this flower, okay? So George O'Keeffe. What you're going to do is always start coloring, drawing the biggest things first. So I'm gonna wait to do the stamen, okay? These things with the pollen on it. I'm just gonna do one petal at a time and pick a color. It can be any color you'd like to do. Each petal could be a different color. They could be the same color. They could be camouflage. It's totally up to you. Except don't use black, okay? Because we're going to be shading these next art class. So any color, let's say for instance, I want to use this purple, okay? So I recommend outlining that shape first, okay? And then just lay it on its side and you will be able to fill that space in pretty quickly, okay? And you can see, I can see some of the construction paper showing through. And that's just fine. I don't have to press too hard that first time because I actually want to be mixing colors, okay? Now, when you choose colors to mix it with, choose colors that are nearby on the color wheel. So this is actually red-violet. It's right here. Choose colors that are nearby. Purple or violet is nearby. This color is nearby, the blue-violet. Red is nearby. Orange is kind of nearby. What you don't want to be choosing is colors that are directly across on the color wheel. If you mix colors that are opposite, so like this color with the green, lime green, I'm going to actually get brown, okay? When colors are opposite, like red and green, those are called complementary colors. When you put them nearby, they pop and they look really awesome. But when you mix them together, they make brown, okay? And you probably don't want that. If you do, that's great. So again, colors, like if you're using blue, you can mix it with violet, you can mix it with greens, but stay away from orange, okay, if you're going to rub it, okay? And violet and yellow are complementary colors, okay? So I'm going to put this lime green away because I don't want to use that. But maybe I'll take some pinks, okay? And my flower is kind of going out that way, so I'm using these lines to give it kind of movement going that way. Orange was kind of nearby. I can use some of that. And then I'm going to start rubbing it in and see what I get. I'm going to use one finger. Don't use your whole hand. It makes quite a mess, but it's hard to control. And looks pretty cool. And I can start, bringing some other things in. Some of these colors if I'd like. The blue is kind of nearby, going the opposite way. You can get some really neat effects, okay? And also when you see me rubbing, I'm not rubbing this way. If I do, I'd get a zigzag line. You could try it. Might end up with a neat effect. Might not be what you want, but I like to go that way. Now going back to this green, I can use it. When I use complementary colors side by side, they really pop. And if I do that, you can see it does pop. It looks quite awesome. But what I don't want to do anymore is rub over that, okay? If I were to rub it really, really out, I would get brown. If I wanted to, I suppose I could rub a smidgen, but really no more than that. Otherwise, you will get a brown, unless you'd like a brown, okay? And then you can just move on from petal to petal, okay? And then the very last thing I would do in this is my details, okay? So the stamen, that would be the last thing I would do. Also, as this gets more and more full with pastels, your hands are gonna get dirty. You can be wiping them on a rag at your table. And also, you're gonna get some dust too because of this. Just tap it on your table and use that rag to wipe it up. Please don't blow it into the air, okay? For people that have asthma or just anybody, it's not good to breathe dusts in, okay? So wipe that up. The last thing I wanted to mention is, I forgot to get a scrap paper, but you can get a piece of paper from the activity shelf, just a scrap paper, okay, that thin paper. And you can just put that on your project and use it to really rest your hand on. That way as you're coloring, or let's say, for example, I wanted to color this in and I want to rest my hand here. You can see I can be resting my hand on it and it's not messing this area up. Whereas if I were to go like this, I'd have a big mess. So you'll finish drawing it, erase the grid, and then you get to start with a soft pastel color. And I can't wait to see them next week.